child watch SpongeBob for a long time.
I get that. If I were a parent, I probably wouldn't let my child watch SpongeBob. The opening song was actually designed to make parents upset. I am not kidding. Like, you can look it up.
Explain this to me.
The Are You Ready Kids? I Captain, the repetitiveness that is going to follow every call to action. That song from the ground up was built specifically to upset parents. That was its sole purpose.
Badger from Franklin had crutches, bitch. I just pulled up that picture, and I was right. If you look up, so if we're going back to the
What
video,
do you mean you were right? You said that the turtle had crutches.
No, you said the turtle had crutches.
I asked. That was an inquisitive statement.
Bitch, I said a character from the TV show Franklin had them. And then when you asked if I meant the turtle, I said, no, I think it's the badger.
We're recording this. I can literally go back and prove myself right.
I dare you, bitch.
I will. Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A.
This is all useless.
You're useless. All right. Do you have any tape?
Tape.
I need some tape that's not visible, like you can't see through.
What are you planning on doing with said tape?
I'm going to tape off the logos on your shirt.
Oh,
and then I'm going to put a mask on your fucking face. We're going to Spider-Man this chip. We need visual accompaniment.
Shit. No, I don't have any tape in here. I can take my shirt off.
Whatever you're comfortable with. I don't give a shit.
Give me a sec. Phil.
One moment. So, he's about to engage in the one chip challenge by Packy. The 2021 chip challenge, because for some reason, I guess they bump it up every year. And as if 2020 wasn't bad enough. This one's going to be rough. I need to play it safe because I just saw like pieces of chip cascade onto my laptop. I hope I don't forget about it and can wipe it off in time.
Did you already open it up?
No, I didn't.
I don't have it.
Just no one wants to handle this. It's just such a trash piece of food that nobody wants to put any care into packaging or handling it.
I think this should wait until the last segment so that we can actually continue to record after.
No, I need to get more segments of it. That's why we waited this long, because we're already into our first hour and 16 minutes. And we will have to cut out a good portion of this.
Yes, that is true. All right, hold on.
This has been a calculated measure. You think that I did this without putting planning into it. You're dead wrong. Oh boy, indeed. All right. So my main man, Russ, is ready to step up. Just so that there's no chicanery, no tomfoolery, no shenanigans involved, I'm going to let you open the chips. You're going to tear open that, I don't know if it's cellophane, I don't know what to call it. The Satan-containing device. And then go ahead and crunch down in this bad boy. You won't need to. We'll just check in with you. You don't need to breathe, you just need to eat. Just consume like Netflix and YouTube have taught us to do.
And all we have is alcohol.
Yeah?
This is horrible. Alright, so what do you suggest here? Do I take the whole chip at once? Because I've thought about this before. I actually thought about getting it to have you try for this segment. And I didn't feel like being a complete fuck.
Well, you made a tactical error, and I get that. I get that. I had it already, so I didn't have to make an extra purchase. And I was already mulling it around myself, for science.
For science, everybody.
So, I'm going to go ahead and start the video recording of this.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Bill, Ben.
Uncle Ben, everybody. This is going to suck ass.
I just realized that the reflection is just like eating my face. Oh, that's All right, there we go.
Do you want a Batman cowl? Okay.
I probably should. All right, go ahead and hold that out in selfie mode.
This is gonna be a bitch to fucking edit.
Don't turn it this way, you monster.
Oh, I thought you said hold it out in selfie mode. I was like, I did get your face. I didn't realize which way the camera was going. So let me start this over. All right.
There we go. I am the knight, by the way. Just in case you
that mask
didn't
does
figure.
not suit you. Your eyes look so stupid.
This is the way. Okay. My main man Russ, are you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
Good. There's no way to be ready.
This is bad.
Yes, it is bad. It's a bad time for bad
Again,
people.
You didn't answer my question. Whole chip or bit by bit?
Whole chip, because you want to rip this Band-Aid off.
Yeah,
it does not get
what
easier.
I was thinking.
It does not get easier.
Oh god, it broke in there.
Yeah. Yeah, just expect disappointment. That's this chip. This chip is just disappointment.
Oh, it's
So the first things I want you to focus on are going to be the flavor. I want you to tell me the two dominant flavors that you're getting off of this chip. All right? Are you familiar with the 5 flavor?
Jesus, that reeks.
Yeah, it's rough. It's not the best. So yeah, let's start off with the fragrance then. If you haven't even.
I'm gonna die tomorrow.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Okay. Well, first off, this looks like a Dorito that's been dipped in what you dip your tools in.
Let's go ahead and get a close up on that. Let's get that texture. That's a nice.
It looks
corn
charbroiled.
chip. It does. Have it your way, man. All right.
Yeah, my way is not this. My dogs are gonna die when they find the crumbs. All right. One chip challenge. I'm doing this for you, listener.
For science.
I mean for science. Also for you, listener. Who definitely hasn't made it this far, because this show sucks.
All right.
All right, I can't see. This is bad. I can't touch my eyeballs. Okay, I'm
I
stalling. Okay, ready?
Don't forget that little chip nugget down there.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that in at the same time. We'll just do this. All right, you guys ready? I'm not ready. Right?
And just go. Yeah, just go. Go. Get it's all in. It's all in, ladies and gentlemen. It's all in. Okay, 2 top flavors. Go. What does that mean?
And
Is it salty?
no,
Are you salty?
no.
It's not that bad. Yes, it is. You have a little bit on the corner of your mouth, and you're going to want to get that right now.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, I enjoy spicy foods, but not this. This isn't even half good. This doesn't taste good. It doesn't look good. The consistency and texture is trash.
Cut.
Okay.
Oh.
You are sweating immediately.
I'll be right back.
Sweating immediately. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back. So Russell had the first case of nose vomiting I have ever seen in my life. How you feeling, man?
You're evil.
I guess, yeah, some could call me evil. I get that. But when the time comes, it will be reciprocated. And I will also have you know that I was willing to endure this with you.
I'm a man.
You are a man. You're a big man. How does that Freezy Pop taste?
Like strawberries.
Happy for you.
Like flaming strawberries.
So what were the two dominant flavors that you were getting?
Satan's dick
It's a good flavor, I've heard.
and corn tortilla.
I did not get any corn tortilla the first time I'd had that.
I'm a texture eater.
Yeah. Yeah, texture is everything. The texture of that was completely masked by how oily it was. And it turns out that the oil is just completely and totally encased in capsaicin. That stuff is rough, and it coats the entirety of your mouth. And, this typically is part of the challenge, but I was more than willing to let you immediately drink anything to get that heat out of your mouth because I've personally experienced it. But you did the challenge because you went like a full 3 minutes without taking in any liquids. I am proud of you.
I'm a man. At some point, I rubbed my brow. It's on fire.
Yeah, off air, I told you to wash your hands as soon as possible, and you did not take that note at all.
I washed my hands eventually.
Yeah, I was like, wash your hands. We'll probably, within 2 seconds, I was turning off the recording. That is a rough chip. It's not even good. It's not even half good.
It's not made to be good. None of this bullshit is made to be good.
So I'm wondering what our next For Science segment's going to consist of.
I'm putting stuff in your butt, motherfucker. Not by my own hand. I will be forcing you to put stuff in your butt.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I thought we were just going to do science stuff.
This is science stuff. What do you mean? This is scientific method. The hypotenuse was that you're going to eat something and it's going to suck.
You mean the hypothesis?
Yes.
Okay.
It's exactly what I meant. I assumed that you would figure out that was...
Did you go to the Franklin Wiki page?
I haven't, but fortunately our lovely Google bitch did it for us.
I did not. I'm going to click on that.
Yes, you did.
No, I just meant to click on the picture.
Okay, I was about to say, you're the one who went straight for it.
Why is there a picture of an AR-15?
Because Franklin's badger friend has to defend himself somehow. He's an easy target. You'd be the first person to pick off. How you feeling, buddy? Feeling better? Is it getting a little better?
Yeah, it's my lips, man.
Yeah, that's going to be rough for a bit. But it's not near as bad as the intestinal distress that you will experience at 4 o'clock this next morning.
Yeah, as I leave for work.
As you're leaving for work, yeah.
I will be shitting
In Grey Goose's cart. Whose cart? Grey Goose. Grey Goose? That's a weird name, but good luck with Grey Goose's cart. Grey Goose sounds like a real piece of shit. So,
I'm out of Freezy Pop.
we have plenty of cold beverage for you. It's lukewarm at this point, I'm sure.
Where are my glasses?
I don't know. You don't wear glasses. Why hasn't that term taken off? We have lukewarm, but we don't have Anakin hot. That just seems so appropriate.
I may need another Freezy Pop.
Russ, you can't have another Freezy Pop.
It's so hot.
You're focusing right now. I need you to focus. Man, this bat mask it fits so right.
It doesn't look like it does.
I'm not even kidding. You would think that the piece for the nose, like right between the eyes, would crease me somewhere. It is so form-fitting. It is ridiculous.
This was a brand new gallon.
First of all, that's 52 fluid ounces.
I don't know the conversion.
That's 1.5 liters.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like 3.6 something liters for a gallon.
Either way, this was a brand new not gallon.
It was, you don't like let people think that you did the one chip challenge and then also the gallon of milk challenge in one day. That's not.
Have you ever done the gallon challenge before?
Absolutely not.
I made somebody else do it. And the projectile vomit that hit, it was 2 people. The projectile vomit that hit them both at the exact same time was absolutely beautiful.
A puke in unison?
Mm-hmm.
That is unheard of. That's impressive. What kind of distance were they getting off of that?
Incredible distances.
Are we going metric on this one? How many meters did they hit?
Dude, I can't think. Probably like 2.
Hot stuff make brain go dumb.
I'm gonna need a couple minutes here.
Unacceptable. You know, I hope that at least half of the grace gets extended back my way, because I know it's going to be terrible. The involuntary hiccups that consumed my body, the pulsing diaphragm muscles that I had no control over anymore, was enough to drive me mad. It was an incredibly frustrating experience. It also resulted in me vomiting. Heads up, you may vomit later. It doesn't get better. Well, I think honestly you have gotten over the hardest part of it. Just the initial shock of what did you just put in my body?
It's gonna be, what did I just evacuate from my body here in a little bit?
You will handle it with grace and dignity, I'm sure.
I don't think I'm coming into work, everybody.
You got that time off, I'm sure. You got sick leave.
No, I do not. I got 4 hours PPTO, and I'm using all 4, and then some.
You'll be all right. You actually handle that pretty well, though. I'm pretty. I can say as a friend, I'm proud. I'm proud of how you've handled it. Handle that pretty darn well. So what came to your mind when we were designing that logo? What was your inspiration? Was it a play off the words, or was it just something that you really envisioned for us?
That logo looks really nice right now in my mouth.
I bet it does. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see it, the logo is actually a photoshopped version of my penis. They shortened it up a little bit because otherwise it wouldn't look realistic.
I got so much snot coming out of my nose.
It's nose vomit, dude.
This whole thing is unusable.
Why haven't we called like the penis goo a dick sneeze? That seems like one of the more appropriate terms. You know, if we're gonna go consistency, you being a consistency man.
I'm all about consistency. The consistency of cum.
It's uncomfortably similar to snot.
Yes.
Uncomfortably so.
If you hawked a loogie and then bleached it.
What type of fragrances are you putting out, man? This is a strangely intimate question to ask, and if you're not comfortable, I get it.
This is a topic we're not going to discuss. Thank you.
No, this is for Papa Ben. What type of fragrances are you putting out there?
Lemon lime.
Nice. I have a chemical, almost bleach fragrance coming out of me. I'm just blasting out sterility.
I'm gonna get a Kleenex.
I'm taking to this mask. This is fantastic. What? Oh, yeah.
Nobody can call in tomorrow.
It's true.
You're an asshole.
That is an accurate statement. I can't protest or contest it.
You're a cunt. That's part of that word.
I don't know exactly what that means.
Vagina.
I can take a beating and people love me. I don't get why that's an insult. How is that bad? I'm pretty sure Wanda Sykes. I almost said Wakanda Sykes.
Wakanda Sykes.
Wakanda Sykes made the joke on that, and it makes perfect sense. I mean, everybody loves you, and you can handle some business. Too much business, if I were to say so myself.
I like feminism, and I'm for feminism, and I disagree with all previous statements.
Wakanda Sykes? Rest in peace, my prince.
This is going to be horrible tomorrow.
The poops?
The puke that I'm going to do.
The pubes?
Oh my God.
You'll be okay. It might be uncomfortable the first 20 minutes you're trying to actually go to sleep, but you will overpower that. That will happen. All right, so speaking of Russ's terrible flamethrower experience, this is a perfect segue to what I like to call our Mando moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have access to Disney Plus. And I got to watch the first episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
You only watched the first episode?
I have to pace myself. I can't just consume all of the bits. And you're gonna need to get that one fist away from your face.
You only watched the first episode?
Yeah, I'm trying to pace myself like an adult.
Be a man and watch them all.
I will eat that entire cake. But for the sake of making sure that everyone around me doesn't think of me as a big a piece of shit as I actually am, I'm going to eat it one bite at a time instead of shuffling the whole thing into my face. But I really do want to touch on it. There are a few things. First of all, my entire take of the episode.
You're going to have to remind me how this first episode went, because I do not
fantastic. You know, our man Mando actually ends up going to Tatooine, the place where it all started. Well, except for the Alderaan fucking planet explosion. The Mandalorian ends up going back and meeting a poser. Oh, that's spoiler. That's a spoiler.
This is a spoiler?
Did the Mandalorian just what?
I'm just trying to read the. Oh, okay.
The synopsis.
Yeah, I know which one.
Okay, we'll cut any spoilers out if need be.
This is a spoiler.
Spoiler
alert. I'm probably gonna spoil my pants.
So, the Mandalorian ended up dropping down on Tatooine, hunting the last of his kind. I say the last. I'm sure there are several hives of Mandalorian strewn about the galaxy. But in pursuit of the Mandalorian, he ends up on Tatooine. And it is as amazing as I would have ever hoped. I see what I presume to be moisture collectors, because moisture farmers are a thing.
Look,
it's like a Dasani move.
Everybody makes fun of that. I don't understand the joke. Look, you're on a desert planet. The only water you can get is in the air. That's obviously a business.
That's a Dasani move.
Yeah.
Because water is not a human right. Remember that.
Absolutely not. You think dumb motherfuckers deserve water?
Some of them.
If you can't get it yourself, you don't deserve it. Dasani. Not a sponsor.
Hashtag Dasani. Hashtag come get some. So, you know, I see those familiar moisture collecting units, because moisture farmers are a thing. neither for nor against it because I get it. Everyone has to have their own grind. And then we're led to a saloon, and I see the jankiest Boba Fett I have ever seen in my life walk through the saloon doors. And immediately I'm like, what happened? Anorexia isn't a joke. Like, I get it. It's very serious. But how can you lose about 50 pounds of muscle mass over the 30 years or whatever that takes place between the loss of Papa Vader and current day? Like, I knew right away that was a problem. That was a serious problem. It was probably the poorest representation of Boba Fett. What was your take on it when he passed through the saloon doors?
I automatically knew that it wasn't him because they wouldn't do that. The person that walks through the door is Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, he looks like a Wish.com Negan.
That's accurate. Timothy Oliphant's known for his character in the show Justified, where he plays a U.S. Marshal. And
he also plays a Texas cop in space.
Yeah, that's literally anything. Everything he plays is basically that. He looks like the Wish discount version of Josh Duhamel from the Transformers movies. But yeah, I immediately knew that it wasn't him because I knew that
Mandos don't take their mask off even for a drink. It just doesn't happen.
That's bullshit.
Wait, do Mandos take off their masks for drinks?
Mandos take off their masks. You just are misinformed.
Oh, okay.
Have you not seen the Clone Wars?
Those aren't Mandalorians.
The Death Watch people aren't Mandalorians?
What do you mean?
The people in Death Watch are Mandalorians.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen it. What is a Death Watch?
Death Watch is a cult.
Is that a subsect of a Mandalorian?
So, I don't want to get all fat and sassy
and neck-beardy with me.
Yeah. Back in the day, I don't know what the BBY is. But BBY and ABY, we'll just get into it. That is Star Wars equivalent to BC and AD, right?
Okay.
Before the Battle of Yavin and after the Battle of Yavin.
What is the Battle of Yavin?
The Battle of Yavin 4, or Yavin 4.
Is that when they executed Code or Order 66?
No, hold on.
Order 69?
Yeah.
Was that where they betrayed the Jedi?
Yavin 4 is... God damn it. Don't do this to me. You'll have to cut this out.
You're going to have to use a safe word if you don't want me to do it.
Pineapple.
Just when I'm at the point, you're going to make me edge like this?
This is retarded.
Listeners, can you email us and confirm a question? We're too scared to Google. That needs to be its own segment. Too scared to Google. We are too scared to Google sounding. What is sounding? I don't want the image results to pop up, and I don't want to be super tacky and find some way to keep things from popping up on my screen. I don't want to change settings on Google. I just want to know what sounding is. I'm curious, but I'm not so curious that I'm willing to A, have it on my search history, and B, see what it is. Someone got me once with an Azure Eggo waffle box. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
All right. This is from StarWarsFandom.com. To answer your question, the Battle of Yavin, also known as the Battle of the Death Star.
Nice.
The assault on the Death Star and the attack on the Death Star was a major battle of the Galactic. This is all boring bullshit. It's when they... either the first or the second Death Star or took place in the same fucking years.
Okay.
Before that and after that, that's basically when Jesus came and after Jesus came.
Space Jesus.
Yeah, before they blew up a giant ball and after. I don't know the BBY or ABY, but there's two different types of Mandalorians.
Okay.
There's multiple. But it's a whole fucking thing, dude. It's Star Wars. Death Watch is a cult.
Okay. A subsect of Mando.
Yes, it's a subsect
cool.
of the Mandalorians. This is the way. This is the real creepy, crazy ones. They took off their masks.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody takes their masks off. Motherfucker, Jango Fett takes his mask off.
He's not a traditional Mandalorian,
yes,
is he?
He is. Fucking watch the show.
I don't want to invest time. This is your responsibility.
No, I don't want to spoil stuff for you, but this is it does come up later on in the show. But yes,
okay.
According to the previous canon, you were correct.
Okay.
Jango Fett stole his armor, but according to current canon, Jango Fett was a foundling.
Okay, so that means that puts him in the same realm.
Djarin.
Is Din Djarin the gentleman that we're following in Mandalorian?
Yes.
Okay, good deal.
So,
Djarin.
Or Jarrin. Jarring around. I don't know, man. Fucking...
I don't say the hard R. Because of Jar Jar Binks. That's inappropriate.
So, yeah, where you left off, you're talking about... So we get Cobb Vanth, but he's wearing the OG, but also kind of stripped down, ill-fitting Boba Fett armor.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And he walks in, and immediately Mando's like, where the fuck did you get that armor? Give it to me. And he's like, fucking make me, bitch. And they go on a quest together because... Somehow they make a deal. If you help me with this, I'll give you this armor that is the only thing keeping me from being just slaughtered. Because it's literally the only thing giving me power to protect this town. But yeah, sure. If you do this one thing, I'll give you this armor. Sure. I'll just be a loser afterwards.
It's a poor trade, but honestly, if you were in his shoes, a Mandalorian is about to...
Boots.
My apologies. If you were in his pack, his jet pack, I would argue that you would make the same trade because you're guaranteed to die by his hand or you give up your ability to save the town. I would retire as champion as he did, give up the armor, and then subsequently give up the title of sheriff or marshal or whatever that is. You know, I was the guy who made the deal that saved the city from the dragon, right?
Yeah.
That was the right move. That was the right move all the way around.
Yeah, so getting to that, they're trying to get a crate dragon, which if you watch episode 6, that's...
And 4.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Episode 4, that's the sound...
that Ben Kenobi makes.
Papa
Ben.
To scare off the sand people.
Say it.
Which is a racist slur.
Papa Ben.
And it sounds horrible, and it has been redubbed like 16 times ever since those movies came out. A crate dragon is basically a giant Tremors worm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And incredibly terrifying.
No.
I would sit in my pants the second that I saw that. Immediately.
All in all, they team up with the Sand People and, you know, whatever, all this stuff happens. What really, the meat of the episode is a few things. One,
it's just
Mando sacrifices himself, knowing full well that he'd be fine, by flying into the crate dragon's mouth and blowing it up and blah, blah, blah. 2, the very end scene. Did you catch who that was?
It looked exactly like the man who made a deal with the cloning facility planet.
That, my friend, was Boba Fett.
Yeah, exactly.
That is Tamara Morissette.
And they're using the same actor for every single one of these. That is beautiful. I love...
It is the same actor who started being that... Well,
the Jango?
He played Jango, which is Boba Fett.
And then Boba's clone Papa.
Dad, yeah. And then in later versions of the original trilogy, his voice was redubbed over Boba Fett's voice.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
He is
He's
Boba
the
Fett. Yes, that
He's
is
Papa
Boba
Fett.
Fett. That was confirmed as soon as that episode came out.
I love that. Even when you look at the Clone Wars cartoon, it looks dangerously close to him. I love that. That is Mickey Mouse money right there. That is
it's
beautiful.
fantastic. It's fantastic what they've done with this show.
I'm so happy. Even small detail like that, just it makes me cream my jeans. That is
I
beautiful.
cannot wait till you watch the rest of this season because there's like 2 episodes left.
And I will edge all the way through this.
I hate that because I want to fucking talk about it.
Well, you will talk about it, just one snippet at a time. I will complete. We're just gonna take our time.
All right.
That's it for our Mando moment.
Well, speaking of Disney bullshit, have you been caught up on what's coming out and when and how where and what the fuck?
Not at all. I do not stay abreast of any of that nonsense.
Well, I got a couple breasts for you.
With
Do you know what the show? So Disney's coming out with. Okay, that was loud. Disney's coming out with a few different. My mouth hurts.
Good.
I feel like I'm gonna shit.
You probably will.
Oh my god.
Russ, how could you?
Oh, I did not feel good.
All right. What's Mickey Mouse dropping on us?
All right, so we got a couple different things happening. We got all the Marvel stuff that's going on.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not even finished with my first 2. Don't try and pick another one.
This is for me. This is
Okay.
for Papa Ben. This is for Ben Kenobi. Benjamin.
Ben my men. Gross.
I actually polished the asshole of the can as you said that unintentionally.
All right. So Marvel's coming out with a bunch of shows. Obviously, we got fucking Battle for the Shield or whatever it's called.
What is that?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Bucky and Falcon. One can fly, one can throw things real far. Woohoo!
I'm actually pretty excited about that.
It basically looks like all the scenes from Civil War that just had Bucky and the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier trailer damn near made me shit my pants.
It was that knife fight scene was fantastic.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And then when I watched the film, I was not disappointed in the slightest.
I was
I
absolutely
loved it.
disappointed.
I loved it so much.
I can tell you why. I saw it in 3D.
Why would you do that to yourself?
It was the only tickets available. I saw it with my little brother.
Okay.
It was.
I get
I
that.
couldn't even see what the fuck was going on the screen. It was.
Ladies and gentlemen,
horrible.
he has glasses, and so that's going to immediately make every experience that life has to offer slightly worse.
It was so dark too, and I'm not to say anything about dark things. I'm fine with that. Dark is great, but
he
like
loves dark things.
yeah, dark. You know, it matters.
The worst.
I washed my hands and then I scratched my nose, and now my nose is burning.
That's
Life is sad.
fast acting karma.
So
If it makes you feel any better, the only beverages we have left are the Lagunitas, the IPAs, and that's what I have to drink
good
for the rest of the evening.
fucking good.
Speaking of,
Since we're going back into what I was talking about, we got Bucky and the Winter Soldier, whatever the fuck it's called. We got WandaVision, which I think is a terrible name.
yeah, I don't care for that at all. That immediately makes me think of like the nuclear family nonsense, like 50s stereotypical.
Okay, so
housewife
have you
dad
seen
stuff.
the trailer?
Not at all, and I don't care to. It's not enticed me in the slightest.
It looks fucking crazy.
Wanda looks weird. Nobody said that.
What do you
Am
mean?
I going to be
What do
the
you-
first person to say it?
Explain.
The actress looks weird. She looks like a wax figurine.
Yes, she's an Olsen.
That makes me uncomfortable. That didn't ease me at all, but it also made perfect sense at the same time.
Yeah, so I you have some weird hot takes, and this is not how the dynamic is supposed to go. I am excited for that show. I think it's going to be real crazy. I think it's going to explore her mutant origins and explain how that. I think it's going to be a good segue into X-Men bullshit.
Ooh.
So,
I am one of the few. My apologies. I'm one of the few people who actually enjoys origin stories and people trying to tell them in
So,
a meaningful way.
What's his nuts? Not Jeff Johns. That's DC. Not Joss
John
Whedon.
Jones.
No, who's the guy that's running Marvel?
I don't care enough to look into
Good
it.
Lord, neither of us do anything. Marvel.
Marvel Pep. I'm just gonna power grunt through this.
I'll get this too. You can cut
Was it-
this.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, so Kevin Feige came out. That's his name, Kevin Feige, the Marvel creative
How do you
director.
spell Feige? Feige. Thank you. I would have mispronounced that. I would have said like Kevin Feige.
Yeah, everybody says it different. But Kevin Feige came out and said they had an investors meeting or whatever that you could listen into. I didn't because I'm not a neckbeard, but I listened
Yes,
to a
you
podcast.
are.
I listened
Don't you lie.
I listened to many podcasts that just decided to listen to it for me. He basically came out and said that this is going to be... So, you remember Age of Ultron when Wanda and Dead Fast Guy came in?
Yes.
It was said that they were shown... They got their powers from the Mind Stone, right? They were the only ones to survive the test from Baron What's-His-Nuts.
Yeah, Sarah Silverspeed.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Sarah gets shot a lot and dies.
Your superpower literally is just being able to not ever get shot.
Yeah,
And you get shot.
So basically, this is going to be... He said that this is going to explore more of that. Maybe she didn't just get her powers from the stone. Maybe the stone unlocked powers that were already in her.
Okay, I like it. I like
Because
it so far.
if you notice, the two people that they chose were Wanda and Quicksilver for that movie, right? They could have chose Wanda and whatever. They chose two mutants that are brother and sister. Not just brother and sister,
But also the son and daughter of
Magneto's
Magneto.
kids.
Right.
Magneto, hashtag the worst person in comic books.
I
One
can
of my
agree
least favorite supervillains.
with his stance.
Oh, yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's just the good guy.
Okay, all right. Now we're
Hot
on the same
take,
page.
Professor X is a psychopath. Moving on. But yeah, so this is going to explore maybe some mutant origins instead. It'll be a good segue into the X-Men. Supposedly Quicksilver, the guy who played him in Age of Ultron, is going to appear, but also so is the guy from the last few X-Men movies.
What do you mean the last few?
The guy from Jesus. We need to be
Because I want Hugh Jackman. He's done such an excellent job.
the guy who played Quicksilver in the last X-Men movies.
Okay.
So both versions of Quicksilver is going to be in this show. This is what has been alluded to.
Okay.
So I find it interesting. What I see from this trailer, I don't know if you've seen it. I do know because you said you hadn't. Is she's going fucking crazy because
The loss of her husband?
the loss of
Husband machine. My apologies.
the loss of her sex doll.
Let's be honest.
She is going crazy. Her powers are going crazy, and it looks as if she's been kidnapped and is being tested on by a witch.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks interesting. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'll enjoy it. I'm obviously gonna watch it because I'm a Marvel shill.
You've certainly piqued my interest.
Yeah,
Certainly.
they gave us a trailer for Loki.
And that's another one I'm not that excited for.
So I don't like Loki.
Like the actor that plays Loki, or the character that was written for the actor that plays Loki,
Both
or
for
his
different
dynamic
reasons.
with the teams.
Both for different reasons.
Okay.
I find the character of Loki extremely pretentious and retarded and annoying.
Is that not
Bleep
exactly
the word
how
retarded.
Is that not exactly how he's supposed to be portrayed?
I find him useful in his own. Like I just don't.
He's a writing tool.
Yeah.
He's why we can have a frog Thor.
Yeah. No. He's
And that's
interesting.
it.
Like
He's
I just don't-
not. Do not tell me he's interesting.
Not
I
interesting.
don't care about
He's-
him.
I just don't like him. But I did feel something when they snapped his neck. I felt happiness.
So his death meant something to you. That's good.
And then
That's good.
for the actor who plays him, I don't like him because of his weedy little bitch face that he's got.
His very interesting hairline.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to other guys' hairlines. I just pay attention to the fact that he looks like I'd punch him.
You know who pays attention to other guys' hairlines?
People with hair.
No, people who worry about their own hairlines.
For hymns.
This is our sponsor for hymns. Please sponsor us.
Hashtag not a sponsor. No, I don't like Tom Hiddleston, although I've never seen him in anything.
Yeah.
I just know that he dated Taylor Swift and he's one of her exes.
Yeah.
That's really all I know about him.
He probably has 2 songs, which honestly...
Oh, okay.
Like,
I would... He's not a musician. What are you talking about?
No, he probably has two Taylor Swift songs. I would date... If I could, like, Zoom date Taylor Swift just to get 2 songs, I'd be into it. I'd be like, you know what? Just to know I inspired the arts, to know I was a muse, I could rest on those laurels. So anyway, continue. Hiddleston.
Yeah, he just looks like a weedy little bitch that I'd punch for fun. Like, I don't... But also,
That's the
I've
dynamic,
seen,
right?
Yeah, and he plays that part really well.
Yeah.
And so I do kind of like him. But this seems interesting. So I'm more Marvel MCU big picture. I don't really care about like individual shows,
right,
or whatever. And I can get into hot takes of what I like and don't like. But as far as like what it can do for the franchise, I think that's really good, because what we got from this last movie is confusion about how the timeline works. I have what I think it is, and I'm right on how the timeline works and how the time travel works. But
like psychosis? Is
no.
That what you're... So what do you mean? How does the timeline work then?
So they're creating alternate timelines when they go back in time and take a gem.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's said by the Ancient One. She does that thing where she flicks the stone that's not there when she's showing Mark Ruffalo the fucking, this is what's going to happen if you take this, bitch. And he's like, well, we're going to take it. We'll just bring him back, I promise. And then they don't bring one of them back.
What?
Loki takes one.
I missed that. Holy crap. You know,
you didn't miss it. I promise you didn't miss it. You're forgetting because I haven't explained the situation. So they go back to the original Avengers, right?
Oh my goodness, my recollection isn't even taken.
I've seen this movie 16 times. So and I do keep track.
That's fair.
I watch it when I'm sad.
I am so upset that you said 16 times now.
I've tweeted about it.
Okay. All right, I'm following along. Okay.
So they go back to the original Avengers because that's a time where I think 2 or 3 of the stones are in New York. They got the Mind Stone, which is in the staff, or the scepter.
Okay, and that's Loki's scepter, right?
Yeah, and then they got the Tesseract, which is the Space Stone. So there's 2 of the stones right there. And then the Time Stone is also there on Bleecker Street, and because the Ancient One is there.
That's right. That's the strange one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 3 stones in New York. That's why they decided to go back to that specific day, the attack on New York. Mm-hmm. The other reason being is because they're already there. So if somebody sees them, they're not going to get weirded out like, who are these people? Because they're already saving the day. They dress up in their, it's nano suits, but they go and they look like their original suits and all this stuff. And
what do you mean nano suits?
They're the suits that they wear, nano technology, like Iron Man's suit, where he just kind of taps on it and the Iron Man suit comes up.
Is that like the symbiote tech?
No, it's nano technology, nano robots.
Okay.
In Infinity War, Tony explains it.
Because there was like a hyper version of Tony. I guess, spoiler, Tony dies. But there was like another version of Tony that he was meant to ascend to, where he actually has like symbiote technology, and he manipulates all of his friends.
The Bleeding Edge suit.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's incredible. He's just a hyper being at that point.
Well, there's Superior Iron Man, which is just a bullshit comic book about Tony creating an app. And then there's the Iron Man storyline with the Bleeding Edge suit, which is what the suit from Endgame.
The Clintar?
What?
Is it the Clintar suit? Clintar powered suit?
No, I don't think it's symbiote.
Okay.
It's in his blood, and it comes out to turn into a suit.
I think that's exactly what I was talking about.
Okay.
I may have misspoke when I said the Clintar suit.
So, but yeah, so these suits they wear are nanotechnologies. They can basically, they're the time travel suits. They're basically Ant-Man suits, but they're different colored.
Okay.
And they can change what they look like. So they go back into 2012.
And then they have the period correct version of their suit.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. So that's when Mark Ruffalo goes to the Sanctum Sanctorum to get the time stone from the Ancient One. She stops him immediately and explains that if you remove a stone from anywhere to a different time, timelines diverge. The stones being in the same timeline at the exact same time is what keeps the time stream singular. And then she creates an illusion where it's all the time stones revolving around a stream, and then she flicks one and it diverges, right? Okay. Well, Loki gets his hands on the Space Stone. That's why. So what happens is a scuffle, basically, and when it's basically after the movie ends, after in the timeline, I guess, after Avengers 1 would have ended, and they're escorting, or between when Hulk smashes Loki into the floor a million times and when Loki and Thor return to Asgard, they're escorting him. So he's in the cuffs and the mask or whatever. They're in the lobby of the Avengers Tower, or what's to be the Avengers Tower, and they're trying to cause a distraction so that they can get out with the stone. So Tony's dressed up as like a shield guy wearing a tactical vest and all this stuff, and Ant-Man goes inside the arc reactor and basically causes what looks like a heart attack to make a distraction so that they can make off with the gems. But some fuckery happens, and Loki ends up grabbing the gem and disappearing. He falls into like a cloud and disappears.
Okay. Yeah,
so
that's a Loki move.
Yeah, so that causes... so then Cap and Iron Man have to go back to the 70s to go to a place where the Space Stone and
he sees his dad.
And where Pym particles exist so that they can get back to the present.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So, I'm following.
So this show, Loki, is based on that Loki who escapes with the with the Space Stone.
Oh.
So it's not the Loki that died. This is still evil Loki.
I like that because it's a nice way for me to still be able to care about what happened, to value the life that was lost. Because I do like being moved by the media. Mm-hmm. And I can also still be pissed off at the a-hole that runs everything. Because I guess that's his job. That's the job of a Loki, right? He's just to be someone you don't care about. They found a way to get both out of me in a way that doesn't make me mad. You know, that is one of the dirtiest things that you can do to somebody, where death doesn't matter anymore. Death doesn't mean anything. And I think that they knew that for a while, and now they're starting to be a little bit more cautious with that.
Exactly.
And I really appreciate that, because I love the Tony Stark that we have, and him dying is cool, because what was his name? Robert Downey Jr. is, to me, synonymous with Iron Man, or with Tony at least. Because we can have other Iron Men, that's fine, but with Tony Stark, he is Tony Stark to me, and that may be just because that's all I've ever known him as, and I've never expressed any interest in Iron Man prior to the film. So his death actually means something. And I think they handled it in a really respectful way. I'm not going to be mad like the death and return of Superman, where this doesn't mean anything and it's been trivialized.
Absolutely nothing.
I really like the approach that they're taking. It seems like they're putting a lot of thought into this, and I don't know that I could do much better had I been in their shoes.
They do deaths really well. There were, if you take Infinity War and Endgame as one thing, there were 3 extremely big deaths that happened, other than the billions that happened at
Right.
the end of Infinity War. We had, obviously, Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
We had Iron Man. But we also had Loki right at the beginning of Infinity War. And the way they did it, because 90% of people don't care about Loki. It's only the Tumblr girls that really care about Loki because he's a pretty man.
Yeah.
I don't care about Loki. But the way they did it is it's right after... So the way I watched it is it's right after the Thor movie that had just come out prior to it. I mean, immediately it takes place after. Mm-hmm. Ragnarok happens. Asgard's destroyed. They're all on a spaceship. Everybody who's from Asgard, including Thor, Loki, and the Hulk, are all on a spaceship trying to get somewhere. They're all surviving.
Right.
The movie opens up, and they're all fucked.
Immediately.
They're all dead. Or 50% of them are dead, because at this point...
the things were snapped.
No, nothing's been snapped yet. At this point,
What?
that's what Thanos had been doing, is just killing 50% of populations. So he enters in, and this is while he's looking for all the stones. He enters into the Asgard population, that spaceship, and starts murdering 50%. The best part about that is he beats the shit out of the Hulk. That's the best part in that movie. Well, that movie was fantastic, but the way
it was one of the more satisfying.
Yeah, the way he just takes out the Hulk like he's nothing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
He mutes Thor by gagging him or whatever, and then snaps Loki's neck. And the noise that Thor makes, you could just see it in Hemsworth's eyes. Like, the acting without any vocalization was perfect. The way they handled that death was awesome.
Yeah,
All
you
three
more
deaths.
felt it. You felt it more
So, the only other death that I can really remember was Agent Coulson. And that meant a lot to me, because Agent Coulson was cool.
And you're a nerd.
Yeah.
And Coulson was a nerd.
Yeah.
And it speaks to you.
So, yeah, they handled deaths a lot, very well. So to bring back Loki without bringing him back to life is a really good choice. And that's why, and also keeping him a bad guy, bringing him back in a way where he can be a bad guy again, and then become an anti-hero again. It's a creative way to redo his story from bad guy to anti-hero to good guy, whatever, in a way that makes
no one feels cheated.
Yeah, in a way where now you can watch it from his perspective, but not be rewatching Thor 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So basically, he just fucks through time, and the time cops of the Marvel Universe are after him. That's what that show's about.
Oh, man. Now I'm actually amped to see that. Now I'm actually ready to... I'm in the right mindset. I've never been a big Thor fan because there's nothing about him that seems exciting to me or enticing. But fortunately, my schedule had slowed down enough so that I actually went to the theaters and watched Thor Ragnarok. And I'm going to be honest, I was not disappointed.
That movie was incredible.
I actually enjoyed it. Thor 1 didn't mean anything to me at all. And was that the third film? Was that the third Thor film?
We have
because I think he fought his sister, right? Was that number 2?
In Ragnarok, that was the third. Yeah.
Okay.
Ragnarok is Thor 3.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Taika Waititi is one of the greatest directors. He can do comedy and absurdity like nobody else. I don't know if you've seen any of his stuff. What We Do in the Dark is his most famous film.
I've not seen that. But
I haven't either, but I'm going to act like I have.
That dude is a scary guy to play poker with because he will leave with your money.
Yeah,
he knows feelings so intimately. He knows how to actually, manipulate emotions, and I'm pretty impressed with that.
Because he's the voice of Korg, the rock guy. In that,
okay.
Do you know?
Yeah.
That's him. He's fantastic, and he's directing a Star Wars movie. But we can get into that later.
Yeah,
that was just announced. There's no information about it.
Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have.
Yeah, that's the show, peeps.
I'm glad that you hung in there with us.
You didn't. We know.
We're proud of you.
We're sorry.
Thanks for joining us with Chill Prism Podcast.
You can follow us on Twitter at Chill Prison Pod. Send us an email at chillprisonpod@gmail.com. One listener, hashtag one listener.
We will be checking that daily.
You better send us an email.
All right, remember, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.
This has been Chill Prism ASMR.